and welcome back to segment number 2 of Life Changing Solutions Live. Again, big shout out to our sponsor, Alta Wellness Center. What we're really about in Alta is that we have a bunch of, we have over 30 classes, personal development classes, and yoga. And this is through a membership, and that's only $50 a month. And what we're doing too is we're expanding our services, and we're actually offering and hosting workshop facilitators. And today we have the amazing Dr. Victoria Boyd, the wealthy teacher.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really excited. I'm excited to have met you and to share all of the things I do. The wealthy teacher. Yes, here's my golden apple.
I love that.
I carry it around with me now, and that is the show I have. But it's all about there's so many wealthy teachers out there. If you are an expert, if you have knowledge, if you have any type of information, experiences that you want to share, you're a wealthy teacher.
I like that.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate that because, I've gotten oh, well, you have this degree, you have that, that's why you're able to teach and do and mentor. And it's no, really, we all have our own expertise.
Yes.
Life can be our
absolutely.
classroom.
Well, the whole title came from the first book I wrote called The Wealthy Teacher, Answering the Question, What's Next? Because I was going through that turmoil. I had moved out here to Las Vegas, I had retired from my teaching job, but I was out here in this new land, not many friends, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do next? I didn't really want to go back into education. I mean, I just felt I had a lot more that I wanted to do, wanted to have fun. And, when you go into retirement mode, it's like, what's new on the horizon? And I was really asking myself, what's next? What's next for me? And it sort of evolved with some life experiences that happened. I started journaling just to dump my brain and relieve myself. But I found that I was talking to anyone out there that was sort of not knowing where to go, but I was telling them, you have a lot of skills. Do you know how to monetize them? And so it evolved out of me trying to find my way. I ended up creating this book that takes people through discovering your you values. What is your passion? What is the compass that should be leading you? And then how to monetize it. Become an entrepreneur.
I love that. And I mean, and something that I also find funny, recently, it's I think less and less people are actually retiring. They leave their 9-to-5s, but then they start to engage into their passions.
Yeah, it's the whole baby boom. That whole generation has totally re-emerged as they're almost the number one group of entrepreneurs. Women are actually the leading growing entrepreneurial sector, but the age of retirement is the actual age of discovery, where the idea of you retiring and getting in your rocker and tending, that is just not, it's people have come with the idea of, what can I do now? I have the time to do whatever I want. And so it's discovering, what is it that you want? Let's find that compass and let's just go with it. And so that's sort of what I've done, because my passion, I love to teach, I love to train, but not necessarily in the area that I taught for 40 years, which was dance. I've now expanded into so many, I just love sharing knowledge. So the wealthy teacher is about sharing knowledge.
And one of the things that I absolutely love about you is that I feel that you're breaking all kinds of molds. So even with your retirement, you're I'm not done yet. I'm just going to do this. And you're just out there and you're just so vibrant and alive and you're full of life. And again, you're breaking that grandma mold where you're sitting and knitting and stuff like that.
Grandma. No,
right. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's we all have this picture of you're baking cookies or something.
Yeah, retirement. And if you look at the word retire, just tired. No, we're not there. We come from a generation where actually our companies built in these pension plans where we can retire. If you think about it now, that's not going to happen too much in the future if you aren't planning now. But we were sort of had an advantage because we can retire with a pension and think about, okay, so I don't have to worry about that part of it. all the time. But
Right.
what are some things that I can do? And I just love helping and seeing other people reach their full potential, or just sharing it, helping them. And that sort of has led me into the various things that I do and how I met you.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that, and it's just like, speaking of breaking the molds, I mean, like right now, the laws have changed, and everybody has like a stigma towards certain things, and you and I agree with like mental health, and that's one of the things that attracted us to one another. But tell us what you're up to right now and how you're breaking this mold.
Well, Nevada is one of the leading states for introducing recreational cannabis. But there is another segment of that population under that cannabis umbrella, which is the CBD industry. And so, being a former dancer, everything sort of ties together. I have some real injuries from those many years. I have half a cartilage in my knee, I have 3 herniated discs, a torn annular, and so moving to Las Vegas actually was a step for me trying to relieve that. But then I found CBD oil. I was standing on the outside sort of looking, and you peek at stuff and you don't want anybody to really know that you're looking at it. I was doing my research, and finally I just went and bought some. And literally within 7 days, the swelling in my knee was gone.
Wow.
Which I had not felt in almost 20 years. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to give the credit to CBD. I'm being the skeptic. Did more research, continued taking it. Then my back stopped hurting. Then I went to my doctor for my annual, different checkup, and my cholesterol had dropped 120 points.
Wow.
So I sort of just jumped both feet into that pool, and now I actually am a distributor for HempWorks CBD oil and their products.
And that's one of the things too that the workshop's about is, because not only, you use it, you're a distributor for HempWorks and everything, but you also did your research.
Yeah, I'm an educator, because when people ask me questions, and that's the first line of inquiry. They start asking questions. So tell me about it. I needed the answers. And initially, no, I didn't have. I just knew it worked for me, and that was my testimony. And I was like, believe me.
That's what I say.
Right. So I backed up, and I have spent almost 6 months really digging deep into why it works. Where did it come? We know cannabis, but actually this plant goes back 10,000 years. So I went back and looked at the Chinese and how the first medical books that they wrote about it, how they named, and now have developed a 4-part series, and it actually will end up being maybe 10 or 12, but I'm starting with this 4-part series of breaking the stigma. Just what is it? Where's the plant from? How you just knowing your product. What is all this stuff in the marketplace? Because that's one of the biggest questions I get. So what's the difference between this and this? So doing that. Then let's look at your body. We're going to talk about that endocannabinoid system, which is the core of everything and why CBD oil works. And then we're going to get down to specific conditions. Now, I want to preface, I am not a medical doctor. I'm a doctor of organizational management, but I know how to do my research. But I do have a degree in health and physical education. So it's sort of full circle. I've always been interested in health. And so it's just and I did a deep dive into what is it. And because I love teaching, I created courses to answer the questions about the CBD oil. And I'm so excited because we're going to do them at Alta Wellness Center. Your members will be able to attend free. Anyone that has purchased any of the CBD oil from Rock's Place, that's our site, can come free. But they're only $25 a session. Or you can get all 4 for $75. Or if you come and you buy a bottle, you get the bottle free. Or it's if you get the whole series, you get a bottle free. Or if you come to one session, I take $25 off. So it's really a trade in terms of education and try it.
And that's one of the things that I do love about you as well is that, I mean, even this, there's so many facilitators out there putting on workshops, and especially right now, like the market is huge
Yep.
and people are making so much money, and you're still like, no, let's make it affordable because you deserve to, like, your time is valuable, but you're not gonna like get rich off of this. It's really about
The education.
the education and getting people out there and knowing, the benefits of it,
Yeah.
and the fact that you did do the research.
Yes.
So it's not just, hearsay, and you've also used them yourself.
Yes.
So, our time has run out. Actually, I just noticed that. But how can we find you?
drvictoriaboyd.com. No periods, just Dr. Victoria Boyd. I'm on Facebook. I have a website, The Wealthy Teacher, Rock's Place. I'm on all the social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of them, YouTube.
She is everywhere, guys. And she also has her own show, The Wealthy
The
Teacher. So you have a YouTube channel as well.
Go to YouTube. I only need 8 more subscribers to reach that 100 mark where it gets branded as The Wealthy Teacher Show. Please subscribe to it.
Okay, well, thank you guys. Thanks everybody for joining. And up next, we're actually going to have Danny Vegas join me, and we're going to be having some pretty deep thoughts on relationship stuff. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.